When the Malone family near Tyler checked their mail a few months ago, they found the usual: bills, some junk mail, and the March 6th edition of Texas Agriculture. A few days later, over a bowl of cereal, Don Malone picked up the magazine and began reading about the historic Texas drought and how it's affecting producers across the state. One story in particular caught his attention.
I read that about Bobby and Sam and the trouble that they were going through. So when I got into my office that morning, I just called information and got their phone number, and I called their home and didn't get anyone, left a message on their answering machine. And later that day, they called me back.
That would begin a string of phone conversations as well as a friendship with brothers Bobby and Sam Burnam, who have been forced by the drought to burn prickly pear cactus on their ranch near Marble Falls to give their cattle something to eat. Malone was moved by their plight and offered assistance in the form of several rolls of hay he had carried over from last year. Even though they're separated by almost 300 miles, they're still neighbors, and Malone wanted to help any way he could.
If you've ever been in the cow business, at some point in time, you've always been in trouble. If it's not drought and water, you know, it's prices, or there's always something.
After working out a few details, the first load of round bales arrived at the Burnham's Hill Country Ranch early one Thursday morning. The 37 bales were a welcome sight for these fifth-generation ranchers, who say if it wasn't for the generosity of this fellow ag producer, their ranching days may have been numbered.
A guy like that, Mr. Malone, we thank the God every day for what he has helped us out, so that we got a few more days now that we can go on.
The brothers say they, as well as many hit hard by the drought, can't afford to buy several rolls of hay a day at $60 apiece to sustain their herds through these dry times, which is their motivating factor for strapping on a propane tank and burner and scorching the needles off acres of cactus.
When you have to fire one of those propane burners up, and I don't know what the temperature on the other end of it is, but it gets pretty hot on this backside too, and especially if we have to go into the summer.
Unfortunately, burning pear will have to continue for a while. Though the ranch has received a few showers, Sam is quick to point out that it doesn't rain grass. So the cattle will have to survive on a combination of cactus and Malone's hay until a green-up occurs. But by the looks of the herd, the cattle are just as happy to see the hay as anyone.
It really does help a whole lot to keep the cows in good physical condition and I think mental condition too, you know that they're going to get something other than burnt prickly pear for breakfast every day.
Don Malone has given the Burnham brothers hope for survival and forged a friendship along the way, even though they've never actually met, which is something he hopes to change next time he finds himself near Marble Falls. But this East Texas rancher will be the first one to tell you this act of kindness wasn't meant to draw attention to himself or get a pat on the back. But he does hope others will follow suit and lend a hand to those hit hard by this epic drought.
Maybe by me helping, maybe someone else will read the article that was in there, and maybe someone else will decide, hey, I can help a little too. Just wait long enough, and like I say, you'll be in trouble yourself at some point in time. So, if you get the chance to help someone, jump in there and try it.
For Voices of Agriculture, I'm Ed Wolf, near Tyler.